Hi, this is Max from Me at 6, and you're watching Morgan Richards' interview. Like and subscribe.
Hey, I'm Morgan Richards from Radio Cardiff, backstage at the O2 Academy here in Bristol. I'm joined now by a band who have been biting their tongues with new music, ready to cause another fresh start fever. It's of course the wonderful Max Helyer of Me at 6.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey man, you right?
Yeah, all good. I liked all the puns at the start as well.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed them quite nicely.
Yeah.
Thought and effort went into that.
So how's things?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. It's first show of the tour today in Bristol. So, like you said as well, we've been holding back for a while on new music, and we've kind of just locked ourselves away for a while. I'm just trying to make a record that we're really happy of, but taking ourselves out the light for a little bit. Just obviously we've done it for a long time now. Wanted to have some space and just really enjoy that moment of writing a record that you're going to put out for the rest of your life. So living with it and digesting it for a few months and recording it. We've done it in a bit of a different way this time around. We did it in two sections. So we started the record in February, and we took a month off after February into March and April, and then we went back again for another month in May. So it was quite a strange way of doing it, but it was an interesting one, and I think we preferred it as well.
Yeah, okay, well, great to hear. So Max, over the last year, it almost seems like Me at 6 had disappeared, keeping extremely quiet while being locked away, working towards your fifth studio album, Night People, set for release now on January the 13th. After being away for so long, I'm sure it just feels better than ever to be back with these new songs, ready to start the next chapter in the band's career.
Yeah, definitely, to be honest with you. Like you said, we kind of locked ourselves away for a long time, but it's because we wanted to come back with an album that we thought was really strong and kind of a little bit different as well, which I think why we chose Night People as the first single was because it was a bit different as well. You know what I mean? It wasn't just the same thing that you've heard from Me at 6 before, and kind of just wanted to catch people off guard as well. Just be like, well, didn't expect that, but it was really good though, to be honest with you, man. And like, we're just really excited to get the whole record out now. Obviously, we've been writing this since we kind of wrapped up things in the cycle with Isle of Wight in 2015, and from there on outwards, we kind of just wrote music, and we had up to like easy probably about 50 ideas, like some all songs, some like just ideas, but the core of it was like about 40 to 50 songs, and stripping that back down and making sure that you've got 10, which we've gone for the album, it's quite a hard decision, but it was an enjoyable one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And what was kind of the mindset of the band going into this record over the last year? Because was there any reason in particular why you all kept so quiet, or was that time just truly focused on living in the studio and trying to write the best material that you possibly could?
I think it's a mixture of things, to be honest with you, because we've always been that band that always puts stuff out online and let everybody know what we're doing. And when we were doing it, for once we were like, well, let's try it differently and see if it changes how we write music, and not really look onto the outside of the world too much and be like, what's going on out there, and not worry about that, because we wanted just to try and do something different. And to do that, we just kind of locked ourselves away from everybody else and tried to not let the cat out of the bag almost, because then people start asking you like, what's going on and all that, like, what's this sound like? You don't want to worry about that. You just kind of just want to let the songs come naturally as well. And I think the whole part of it was just to have fun and lock ourselves away for a while and just live and breathe the music that we write, because you're going to put it out at the end of the day and it's going to live forever then once you've had it out. So we're only trying to make it the best it was and try something different as well.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. And with that, obviously you've released 2 singles so far, but there still seems to be a slight mystery to Night People at the moment. What would you say we can really expect this time around? Because there seems to be a slight change of direction yet again to a more dirty, big riff, hard rock kind of vibe.
Yeah, well, that was like when we first started off, like there's a song that we're going to be called Swear that was a real rock, hard, fast song, and it was one of the first ones he wrote, and it kind of set the mentality for like half the record, because I'd say like really like half the record's like a big rock record, and the other half's a bit like kind of what Me at 6 has been before, like a bit more on leaning towards the pop rock side, but like I wouldn't say it's pop to being like, oh, it sounds clean and bright. It's just like, so just a bit more like, obviously the influences of us now have changed. So like, it'd be like bands like The Killers sounding, and like The Who, and like Generation, just more like rock bands that are like massive, you know what I mean? So I think you can expect like half the record being rock, and then half of it being like, it's got catchy upbeat moments. There is darker moments on it. There's like, we have a song called Spell It Out, which was kind of written as an idea just to be like a sync kind of song and just be like really dark and mysterious like you would see it in a film trailer. So it kind of pushed us on our writing boundaries, because we've done stuff like that before with The Swarm, by having to write for Thought Park. So we thought, well, let's try it again and make it for an album. And that was kind of, we said the intention of writing a James Bond theme tune. So yeah, so it's exciting. I think we're just really happy with the record we've made, you know, and we worked with Jakir King, who's done a lot of great albums as well, from Kings of Leon to Tom Waits to James Bay. Like, his list is phenomenal, and him and his team and Andrew Sheps, what we all created together, you know, it's been a great experience, and we're just looking forward to giving it to people now. You know, when you sit back on songs for ages and people waiting to hear music, but you have to wait so long because you just want to make it right. So hopefully people will enjoy it, because we spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah, we can't wait to hear it. And you marked your comeback in style with a secret set at Reading and Leeds festivals before embarking on this intimate UK tour. Did it just feel natural to take a step back and play in these smaller venues and tense up close and personal again?
Yeah, like, I think just, it's kind of we're just starting the engine again. Like, this is the longest we've ever taken out, so when you're starting up again, like, you want to feel like you're going through all the ranks, and going back to smaller venues for us, like, we haven't played Bristol Academy, I can't remember for how long, probably 4 years, 5 years now, you know, so it's like nice to come back to venues you played before, but as you said, it's up close and personal, and when you haven't seen a band for such a long time, you kind of want to see it. You want to be remembered why you fucking love a band, you know, so it's just having that experience of being like, oh, I'm not watching this in an arena because they're like so far away. It's being like, well, I'm about 10 rows away from the band, I'm hearing a wall of sound that they're making, and I think it's just remembering what the songs are again, us again, you know, we've kind of grown up, we all look a little bit different now as well, so it's just re-energising with the band and re-clicking.
Yeah, okay, well, fantastic. And one thing I have to mention from your Reading and Leeds sets is that a lot of people picked up on the fact that during your song Reckless, you sang a bit of The Killers' When We Were Young over it. Was that just trying to pay homage to maybe an influence you had back then?
It's kind of like that vibe, you know what I mean? Like, as I said, they're a band that we do look up to, and they write great music, so kind of just felt natural just to slip into it, to be honest with you. Make people think as well.
Yeah, okay, well, awesome. And Max, there's a couple more things now before you go. I've noticed that on the release track list for Night People, there seems to be no noticeable guest features on this record again. After collaborating regularly between your first 3 albums, has become intentional not trying to have anyone else join in, working with so many friends in the past, or do you think it's something you could return to one day down the line?
Yeah, I don't really think that we've looked at the collaborating thing in that kind of way. It's just I think it's when it feels natural and right, when a song calls out for somebody to kind of be part of it, you know, when we did stuff like Bite My Tongue, it was like, it felt like that was the right move to kind of have Ollie there, because it was an aggressive part of the song, and we felt like that was the side that Ollie could really capture for us then, and it's just kind of, we don't think about it like that. It's just, I think when you naturally feel like, oh, this part feels like it could have somebody else there, that's when the question starts getting asked. And I'm sure that we will do more collaborations in the future as well. Like, it's always enjoyable to work with somebody else and hear what they've got to do and try different things on top of your music.
Yeah. Okay. And with all that, of course, recently you celebrated 10 years together as a band, achieving a lot of things in that time. As you said, I know you're all excited for this album to drop now in January, but what is really the plan going forward and the next milestone trying to reach for the band?
Well, it's always like, we always talk about this when we start a cycle. It's like, right, we've written a record now, where do you want to see yourself being at the end of this record? And I think for us, it's looking at UK bands and how well UK music is doing all across the world, from Foals, 1975, like Bring Me the Horizon, you've got Catfish and the Bottlemen, like there's so many bands that are achieving so well, and for us it's doing what we've been doing, is that, and just getting to the next level. So for us it's headlining festivals, and like how we did with Slam, that was just the first one. It's giving us a taste of, we want to go and headline multiple festivals around the country and around the world and start bringing our global notice up as well. And you know, it's going to be really exciting because it's like, it is a brand new start, and I think we're getting reactions from people when they're hearing the music being like, this could be the record that takes you. So we're confident to do it, but I think it's just slowly getting the songs out there, letting people live and breathe with them, and you can't just force a record down somebody's throat and be the biggest band in the world straight away, can you? You have to take years to listen to it and digest it in. But you know, I think that's why we've been a band for so long as well. We've managed, as you said, 10 years and keeping that longevity. We've always had a goal, so it's doing festivals, and even as arrogant as saying like try and get to something like a Milton Keynes Bowl. Like when was the last UK band that got to a level like that? You know what I mean? Take it to the next step up. So I think that's for us really is something we're looking into. If it happens this cycle, it does. If it doesn't ever happen, then who cares? You know, I think it's just more about the music, and if people like what we've written, then that's all that matters.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fantastic. Well, that's about it. Cheers, Max, for taking time out to have a quick chat with me.
No worries. Thank you. As always, pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks. Best of luck now with everything in the near future, and hopefully catch up with you again very soon.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be back in Cardiff in this cycle, so you don't have to travel to Bristol because you've had a nightmare of those trains today.
I have.
You know.
Cheers.
No worries, man.
Thanks.